Hey everybody, welcome to the Mariner of the Seas. This is a fun, casual ship, a fun, casual conversation. It's Lettermen Live. It is brought to you by our friends at Roosters, but we're not there on a Monday. We're doing the best we can, and hopefully we'll be able to upload it to you by the end of the day on Monday. We're going to do our best, but that's Bobby Carpenter, Nicole, Justin Zwick. I am Austin Ward, and we are having a wonderful time thanks to Roosters, and a lot of money is being raised, and Nicole is out of breath because she runs this ship and runs all around.
She's busy, yes.
I did run up here, but I'm okay.
It's been incredible to be part of this and watch it. How do you think it's gone so far, Nicole?
I think it's absolutely amazing as always. It being the 15th year has been beyond special. And I think the bigger question is, what do you think of it? I mean, you're seeing it for the first time.
Well, it's been pretty incredible. Just taking a lot of notes about what's been happening in the Survivor Games. Jay-Z is the champion.
Big winner.
Bobby is not the champion.
No.
So,
how do you feel about that, sir?
I'm okay with it. I mean,
it took him some time to get over it, I feel like.
I mean, there is a lot of subjectivity and some different things.
Some competitiveness.
So it's okay.
Are these excuses?
No, not an excuse. It's a way for me to deal with my competitive spirit. The power of, as Urban used to say, the power of the human spirit. Because I don't want to turn into Kurt Coleman on stage, which I can.
Oh, we're throwing Kurt under the bus.
Oh yeah, that's fine. If we wouldn't have had C.J. Barnett here, the director.
Kurt was a little aggressive at times. I will give you that.
Thank you.
Caught me off guard.
It's honestly, thankfully, C.J. and him are high school teammates, so he's like he
can tell
Kurt back in the box because he is so much energy and passion in a good way. But
yes.
it can somehow spill over and that cup can begin to flood.
And you didn't see yourself on that level?
Not last night.
Oh.
Or whenever we did that.
Yeah.
I think Nicole and I were in the front row. Great seats.
He's had a good view.
It's
a different perspective.
The Survivor, it was
intense.
Phenomenal. Like being in a situation where you have this many competitive, passionate, enormous human beings on one stage. It was amazing. And again, it was all for a great cause.
Yes. I mean, some of the highlights, first of all, we had the celebrity phone call, which we tried to do last year.
Well, last year was on the spot. Like, hey, get your phones out and see how it goes.
It's Saturday night at 10.
Yeah.
I know some people who are mildly famous, you could say. I wouldn't want to call one of my good friends who isn't famous at 10 o'clock on a Saturday and expect them to answer. So we recorded videos. I mean, there were some unbelievable people. The fact that Coos pulled out Broadway Joe. Broadway Joe.
That was incredible.
From everyone I've talked to, that was the highlight. My favorite was Steve Urkel. So I think it's a personal preference.
It was awesome. I mean, there's a bunch of people that did that with those two guys. You know, Tress.
I mean, you got Kenny to come on, Kenny Chesney. So, I mean, that was really cool. I think people were probably caught off guard, didn't know who he was because he didn't really say, hey, it's Kenny Chesney here. Or maybe he did and I didn't hear it. But
he's such a big celebrity, he just expected everyone.
Well, I guess. Because I kind of looked at him like I knew who it was. I'm like, is that Kenny?
When I texted him, I didn't want to say, what do you want it to say? And I was like, would it be embarrassing if I asked him to say his name? I literally
tell him who you are and then say, thank you for coming.
Hey guys, it's Kenny Chesney. It's do you recognize his voice? We had like sock hat on.
Yeah. He's undercover.
He was out of element. He wasn't in
it just kind of popped up. But so it was definitely cool. Zeke came through and had Dak.
Oh yeah.
His mom had battled with some cancer
he had a great
few
message.
Years ago, and that was really cool to see.
Probably the low point though is when they had rattling off the state capitals.
Yes.
And just in succession, you had to continue doing it. And Jack Muhort somehow lost. Not mentioning the city that he lives in. Which was
Ryan Miller named that first.
Oh, he did? And
yes.
He was still
yes.
Well, that was the hard part because you had to follow along on everybody that had been said.
Ryan chose Columbus, Ohio.
Jack lives in Indianapolis.
Oh, it now.
And Jack was I think he was like the sixth one, so we still had 44 more options.
In one of them.
He chose Kentucky and then got it wrong.
Frankfurt.
You guys, I love that I'm hearing this for the first time.
But I'm not going to lie, when Zeke went with Jefferson City, I'm like, Zeke, we're out already. Like, I'm like, where is that?
The show me state. Zeke, if you're from another state, especially
that was perfect.
How many other guys from Missouri is Ohio State? No one else is there.
But when he said it, I was like, oh, okay.
But Jack lives in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's funny.
And chose not to go with Indianapolis.
You know, you get on stage, man.
There's
you get some
pressure.
stage
There's a lot.
So when you're doing the singing, you know the song, but then all of a sudden the music stops and you have to say the exact word. Like, oh, you get caught sometimes.
Mind you nailed it, Justin.
Well,
Remember, that's what you guys want.
I redeemed myself because last year I lost on a Luke Combs song.
It was a little rough. Yeah.
I froze up.
But I think, Bobby slipped it in, Nicole, that, he walked off stage to go get a drink because he was so heated. And
Well, someone took my drink because they said they didn't want drinks.
because you're not allowed to have drinks up there.
Well,
Only
I
Bob's
was-
allowed to have
I
drinks
wasn't
up
going to set mine down and give someone the option again. If they were going to take it, you have to.
there.
Bobby,
Juwan Howard that thing out of my head.
I admire that you took a breath. You took a breath. You took a 10-second breather because you didn't, but at the same time,
We're
I feel
curing
like
cancer, Nicole. We're here.
you're right.
It's not about me winning the Survivor game. Which
Yeah,
I
But
would,
it might have felt like that a little bit.
Probably,
so some
yes.
people in the stands.
there are times in the past where it's all been about me winning, but we're talking about the big W, the victory
Yes.
over cancer.
That's
That's
right.
what we're
That's
focusing
what
on.
we're all here for.
I like
It's-
it, Bops. I like
it
it.
seems like, Nicole, based on what I've seen, that we're heading towards several $1 million in the
Yeah.
fight against cancer.
Yeah.
I know that Monday night they'll tally all that up. These guys have more competing and giving to do, but it's pretty remarkable to
It's-
see. I don't see how any other program or anywhere else can do something like
And this was Lisa Cisco started this. She showed a video at the beginning. I mean, with Stephanie Spielman, and at this point now, after 15 years, they've raised over $34 million for the fight against cancer. It's unbelievable, and they have a team, an everyday team of like 8 people that coordinate all of the people on this ship. 2,500 people this year. It's unreal.
So one of the things we didn't talk about, they have a Roosters wing tasting, which was fantastic.
Yes.
It's always
And it's
good.
amazing.
And they even go, I mean, you get to the full donkey, we're climbing the ladder.
Heard they did.
It's by choice.
A new
You
one.
make-
A
you
new
take
Was
the
it a new
choice.
one this year where they
No,
put like some more
it
hot
was-
Oh, you
sauces
told me
together?
by threat of death.
Yeah.
If I didn't eat that.
No, your son ate one, and I was over there scrubbing his hands and
Oh,
making
really?
sure he went and washed his hands
Yeah.
and not touch
What was
his
this
face.
flavor?
It's
Super
off,
killer.
Off,
Super
off the
killer.
board. That's
It
what
used
is.
to be on the menu, but it was so hot, and we just
Oh,
didn't
okay.
sell
So
it.
that was there last year.
That
the
was there
Land
last
Cruise,
year
right?
too,
Okay, yes,
and that was
hot.
this year too.
Would
so
Berm
new
have
color.
cried or no?
Berm would have because he cries with new color.
Hey, yes, he does.
And
Did you not come down and try that? That was the one thing that I was waiting to see. The man
Could
in
handle it.
recreation
Yeah,
gets
the man who
6
just does it
nuclear
on
wings.
a
On
Monday,
camera.
on a Monday afternoon like it's normal. I'm gonna eat the hottest wings I can.
Yeah. It was
It is
so
true.
great though.
Yeah, that's great.
All of you were amazing. All the athletes came down. We were fully packed with people who purchased tickets to be a part of it. It was really, really special.
It's the only athlete, I think, event that gets 100% attendance whether
Yeah.
people sign up or not. They're like, Roosters, middle of the day?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
sign.
I
Go.
need that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm
We were on the
frantically getting
chairs.
gift bags because I
yeah.
was like, "Oh, you weren't on the list, but you get a gift."
Nobody was on. Half the people
Yeah.
were on the list. We didn't have enough chairs, Nicole, but everybody loved it. Food was great. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank
Like
you,
said, everybody
guys.
had a great
Yes.
time, I thought.
It was a great Roosters Day at sea. That's
It
for
was
sure.
fun.
Yeah,
It was
it's
amazing.
definite. What has been your favorite part? I know a lot of you guys with the brotherhood and teammates being back around. There's a lot of stories going around of events. What has been your favorite part of the last couple of days?
Gosh, I feel like I say this every year, but I probably have seen Zeke twice since the cruise. And, Zeke is a real lovable guy. And you get him one-on-one, and, like, it's great getting a chance to see him. And talk to Posey in probably what seems like a decade.
Right.
And, it's the Veer's first time on. He's bringing his kids. He's got a 7-year-old, a 2-year-old, and they're running around like my kid's age. And it's just great to see guys who literally you see on a very rare, like, annual basis, semi-annual basis. You get here, it's like, you didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
Everybody's hanging out, everybody's talking, telling stories, catching up on life, and interacting with Buckeye Nation, doing it at sweet events, having a good time, drinking your hand. I mean, there's only
Sometimes two.
Sometimes
Yeah.
two. If you had a third hand, it might be 3. Yeah. The only reason, the only way you wouldn't have a good time on this is if you choose not to have a good time.
Right.
But you have to make a conscious effort to be a miserable person.
Yeah, we were just at Football 101. Ryan Miller was talking about, I didn't play with any of these guys up here, but we're all part of the same brotherhood. And when you get on a boat and you all have the same goal of raising money to beat cancer, you just, it's easy. Like Bob said, you see them one time a year, but you just fall right back into it. My favorite thing, and they started this, I don't know how long ago, but the first night, Survivor's coming on stage. I think that is a very, very powerful event. And that's not something we've done all 15 years. It just kind of started maybe 5 years ago or so.
Hey, why don't we bring the survivors up at the end?
Yeah.
Why didn't we think about
It's
that
the
the first
Yeah, I
year?
know. I mean,
You learn something new every year.
and they would be recognized before, but
Yeah.
like this was the first time with all
We
the
were with the
athletes,
athletes.
and I mean they're
There's
playing
music.
music, people are
Oh,
crying, and I mean it is
so-
just
It's unreal.
It's powerful, and it really hits home on why we're here, and that's a great way to start the boat or start the trip off. So that's my favorite part.
It's incredible. And after the event, so tomorrow, Wednesday, later this week, we're going to post a video on our Facebook page and social media outlets, just showing a video which will still make me cry. But it doesn't until you're actually on this. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's been great to be part of, and after the autograph signing the other day, I mean, when the cameras haven't been on, there have been a bunch of cool stories and catching up with, for me, like JT Barrett.
Guys that you covered a lot,
and it's cool to, some of them are still playing, some aren't, but talk about what it was like to cover them and their frustrations that they may have had with other people on the beat. But a lot more stories continue to come out than even what we knew at that time. So that's all been really, really awesome. I can't believe that it's almost over.
Yeah, it goes fast.
It went so fast this year.
We'll be able to get back to Columbus for Appetizer Tuesday.
Appetizer Tuesday, guys. What was it? I forget. And I think it was fried pickle. No,
hold on.
Jay-Z's gonna.
I know. I need to get back.
Hey, how about next segment? I'll let you know.
Well,
there you go.
We'll come, and actually, because we're gonna let these guys do a little more fun.
Nicole, the last one you have is fried pickles on here for the 22nd. We haven't updated on Appetizer Tuesday list yet.
So
yeah, that's Tuesday.
Something will be $2.
Fried pickles. Yep.
Something will be $2.
Fried pickles. All right.
It feels like we've been out to sea too long. Tomorrow is the 22nd.
27th. Feels like it's a month out here.
Fried pickles. You don't even have to have the teas, but we're going to talk about some stuff that isn't cruise related. We have another special guest who you may remember, a former regular on Lettermen Live, making a grand return. You won't want to miss it. And we're going to talk about Juwan Howard. That's going to be fun, too.
Be here. I got to go swim in the pool for a little bit.
All right. But we're going to take a quick break. We're coming to you live from the Mariner of the Seas. It's the Buckeye Cruise. It's Roosters. It's a fun, casual day.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. But the truth is, it is so much more. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. It's a place where you will always find a friendly face. And the home of wings so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. So yeah, we're a lot of things to a lot of people. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Precision engineering. Rigorous attention to detail. A Bryant Evolution heating system is so well designed, it's as much of a joy to install as it is to use.
Good to go.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Welcome back to Lettermen Live. Welcome back
Let's go.
to Anthony Schlegel.
Hi, what's crapping?
Hey, it's been a pretty good week, right?
It's been a phenomenal week, man. So many things have just blown my mind. One, I didn't know what a floater was. I thought it was what I just left over in that toilet over there, but it's not. What it is if you have a cocktail, right? You mix it. Let's say we want an old fashioned, which I enjoy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you know, old fashioned.
Nothing says a beach like an old fashioned.
Yeah. Well,
beach vacation.
Really? You don't think so?
Dry vermouth.
You know what? I was having some pineapple and Grey Goose and soda. That was pretty tropical.
Yeah, exactly, because there's a
okay, but at night, all right, we'll go back to floaters. Anyways, what it is you have a cocktail and then you put another shot on the top, which I actually kind of enjoy. One, it becomes a double.
Right.
Two, you get it hits your lips and gets you ready and prepared for the other part. Yeah. I never knew what that was.
It's all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
In the service parlance, it's called a float, not a floater.
Oh, that's what it is?
The service parlance.
But
is that real?
The float?
No, I want to be called. I've been calling it wrong for the entire night.
If you get a margarita with a Grand Marnier float, for example, it's not a floater. That is.
But the float.
So a floater
is floating.
It's
floating.
Yes. But if I want to
float, a floater.
It's a part of a cocktail.
Correct.
See,
so we're still learning.
Hey, this is what I'm talking. This is educational. Everybody's getting better.
Yes.
Right now.
Have you two had a good time catching up again? I know that this guy's been down in Florida for feels like 10 years. It hasn't been that long.
Swung by Jacksonville, picked him up before we headed out to Coco Cay.
I'm just out there. Let's go.
Out there, you had a little raft.
95.
Him and Steph. ready to rock. It's been great, man. Get a chance to see him, hang out, having a good time. I mean, you can tell the amount of strain that he's put into this week because you can hear how strained his voice is right now. Is it day 5 of training camp or just day 5 of the cruise? You have no idea.
You have no clue. But it's like this because why I go hard.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
All gas.
All gas, no brakes, attack and dominate. Melting people's faces off to fight cancer.
That's right.
I mean, what's what we do?
What are you going to do now?
To quote Juwan Howard, I think he told cancer one time, I'm going to bleep and kill
I'm
you.
going to kill you. Yeah.
Oh,
How about Juwan Howard? Schlegel, did you catch up on that yesterday?
what happened?
Juwan Howard?
I saw it. I saw like a little clip. So I didn't get to see.
No one's hit another
I didn't
person
get to,
during
well, I
Big
didn't get
Ten
to see the
contest
why.
since Schlegel took that dude down on the field.
Okay. Yeah, big time ball.
Knocked you out of the record.
Maybe that'll be
He's
Sports
gonna
Center,
be out.
the best coaching of the last 10 years.
The only thing I can say, that would be a good one.
You're struggling for content. There you go.
There you go. The only thing I will say is like,
Hope
you know,
back
why
40.
we're swinging on people? That's stupid. And it wasn't even like first off,
He was
didn't
defending
punch
himself.
him. He didn't punch him.
Like, he was
Like it was, well, you can't, like it was over the top from somebody.
Over the top,
and then
moderately
that,
close.
yeah, you know, it was more of like a grab your face. Like,
Started open and then just went to the close at the end.
yeah. He didn't
like a
really know.
claw.
No, you know what, though? He wasn't fully committed, right? If he was fully committed, he would have punched him. And my dad always said this, you're going to do it, and punch him right in the nose.
Steven Jackson, the Malice in the Palace.
Yeah.
Close fish, right cross, right to the dude's beak.
Don't
Right.
get cheated.
It wasn't this. It was right
No,
there.
if you're going to make it a good one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know what the whole parameter was. You can't do that. Yada, yada, yada. Guys calling timeouts, coaching, I don't know. Stupid. Next.
I think what's crazy about it.
What do you want? You want to hit people?
I don't want to hit people.
You think he should be fired?
I think he's going to be fired.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, and
Jeez, he went after another coach.
Well, I mean,
Instead, he was defending himself, which clearly wasn't the case.
definitely wasn't
Fake
being
news.
threatened by somebody 6 feet
There was
away.
there was people in between them
it's fake news.
preventing this from occurring.
It's
Hey,
team up north.
Berman
When
and I
you're
were
7
talking
foot
about
tall, your wingspan is significant, and that is the advantage in that fight.
Berman and I were talking about that yesterday. This is coming from a fan base that has spent the last 40 years bringing up Woody Hayes.
Oh, you talking about Michigan?
Yes.
Man, they're garbage. Hey, let me tell you this. Think about this. Think about this. You had Harbaugh, and I like a lot of the people that, because I know some of the people that are up there in the organization, but like you go from having your best year in the 2000s, which is now 22 years. That's a lot of years.
Yeah.
And this is really your only really good one. And then you try to go take another job because they stuck it to you previous years. And then they don't appreciate their coordinators. And now both their coordinators left. So all the success that they had, poof, David Copperfield, I'm out. And not only that, one of them was a definite lateral move, or even you could potentially
Probably
say worse than a lateral move, simply because he wasn't appreciated. I understand going back and being a DC for the Ravens, but still, like your two coordinators gone. Like you needed, what's that guy? Yeah, Gastis? Gaddis.
Gatsby.
The great Gatsby. We wore dresses the other night. How about that? Go check that out, Buckeye Cruisers. Anyways,
I'm talking to Tim
he
Brady
left.
right now.
What?
These are some true digressions.
You remember, like on TV when they have the bouncing ball for the words? You're like,
Hey, it's like squirrel. What?
Crazy.
The island.
Anthony. Okay, seriously, on Juwan Howard though. Like,
Okay.
The guy is a college basketball coach.
Right, can't be doing that.
You still have an obligation to try to teach young people how to behave,
For
right?
sure.
I mean, you're not that it's acceptable in professional ranks either, but you expect that in that situation, Michigan's response has to be based in you just embarrassed the entire university instead of. I mean, did you see the response, the statement they put out? Like, well, even regardless of circumstances that may have led to this, I'm like, come on, you're already having.
We're gonna attack this. We're gonna attack this event with an optimism unknown to mankind. onward and upward.
Well, that's the
Jim Harbaugh.
the whole program response. They just let Jim Harbaugh do whatever he wanted. And please come back.
I wish Ward Manger was my dad. Because that seems
There's no
pretty
rules.
great. Like, hey,
Oh, so
come
you
back
gotta
late
be-
for
Hey,
curfew.
your
Hey,
curfew-
wouldn't
your
mind if
curfew
you
is-
took your car.
Your curfew
Yeah.
is 12 o'clock if you feel like it.
Yeah.
But if not, I don't care. Whatever.
Well, their whole thing right now is, he was underperforming. They had that really bad COVID year. There's things like that, and I totally get it. So they took money from him, and then he gave it back to his assistants. They went out and gave him some money to hire some assistants, and then they won. And then he did that. Went try to go to the NFL, stick it back to him, get another contract with them. Now he decides that he wants to be there. When ultimately all the foundation that he had been trying to set over the last 7 years that he's been
Finally
there
set it.
finally took hold, and you had the right guys. Like that's another thing. Like As you get beat down year in and year out, it becomes part of your DNA, and you don't know how to win. But you get a special recruiting class. You have guys like the Hutchinson kid, good football player, man. Like, they start to take over. They're in the weight room. They embody like what it takes to actually win that game, which is toughness, right? And they out-toughed Ohio State. Like, that's the facts of that game.
As a guy who's a tough guy, right? I mean, we've talked with Bob about this, but we haven't seen you in a while. So how frustrating was that for you to watch, how they were tougher?
I mean, I'm a fan, you know.
Only fans.
Yeah. Onlyfans.com. I'm on there.
Oh,
Anyways, we digress. That was on you. Anyways.
You've missed this show.
Yeah, no doubt, because I just could ramble. Anyways, that being said, here's the thing. It's not going to be perfect every year. There's the line of scrimmage. That's something that you feel like we always had a competitive advantage all the time. You throw in the turnovers. Like that game, we were still in the mix. If we scored instead of kicking 2 field goals, literally how bad defense we were playing, we're still in the game. But in a game like that, when you have to always rely upon your offense to score every single time, yeah, the defense is going to, the flaws are going to happen. And the flaw was this. They rushed for almost 300 yards on us. Like, that's toughness. We've always said this in the game. The team that wins, that rushes the football or stops the run, wins the game. Then the next one would be the turnover margin. That's it. I know for a fact in the league, I don't know what it is in college, probably skewed a little bit because of the lack of parity in college. But if you get a +1 in turnover, you're winning the game 67% of the time. That's facts. That's what the entire thing is. That's why you go look at that Super Bowl. Like, I know
+2, it's like into the 80s.
Yeah, well, +2, it's in the 80s. But like to Zach Taylor, like the only thing I thought about that game was why go for it on 4th and 1 early in the game when you need to make a team like that drive the field, which it was. Like when you turn it over, they have a short field, they're going to go score. Your defense just came off of a great four-play series, and you had the ball, you didn't do it. Anyways, what were we talking about? I'm just kidding.
I'm not even sure.
I know where we're
going. Berm's original question.
Yeah, toughness, man.
Business.
And then
how pissed off were you?
And then how that.
and
what that means for me.
I wasn't necessarily pissed. It's you're disappointed now. However, what I do know is that Mickey Marotti in the offseason, like this is the difference between college and pro football, is that you have the guys. They have to be there. 1, 2, you will smash them, right? And you will put them in
a positive way,
in a positive manner, all positive.
Naturally.
Okay, but you will put them in tough situations and events to make them respond the way that you want them to respond.
Like shoveling the parking lot.
Yeah, when you don't want to. I remember when I was at the Air Force Academy at the prep school, I got all these demerits. Like I set a record. But I was at the prep school, and they made me shovel horse crap from the stalls. And I had like...
How many horses did the Air Force have?
I don't know, man. They're the Falcons. They fly jets, but we had horses there. But that's where they sent me on the weekends. I digress. Yeah, toughness, big deal. But I guarantee you Coach Marotti's on top of it.
The good news is that...
How disappointed were you? Were you disappointed?
I was.
Were you shocked?
It was frustrating because I felt like at any point in time, this is... Romo used to always say, every passing moment's a chance to turn it all around. Like, right. This is it. You get it to 14, 13, like, just get the stop. We get the stop and start taking control of the line of scrimmage a little bit. And get some of that momentum. It just never happened. The good news was, what was encouraging, is very rarely in life do you get a second chance or a redo of sorts. And getting a chance to play Utah was a Michigan 2.0, nice, talented.
Yes.
But it was going to be the same thing. In the first half, it was. Yeah. And then, and we've talked about the impassioned speech of your guy, Demo McCall, up there, getting him going. But, like...
McCall!
Exactly.
Could that be his call?
Yeah.
Hey, man, call.
But they went in there, and then finally they just made a decision. Because toughness is a choice.
It is a choice.
Toughness is a choice. Like, hey, we're not going to let you just run the ball on us every play, because it's not a physical thing. No. There are times where you're physically outmatched. That was not the case. Right. There's times where it's schematic. Okay, there's a little element of that. We'll get that corrected. But when you're running through tackles and getting pushed off the line of scrimmage, that has nothing to do with scheme. That has to do with attitude and effort.
Yep.
It's a choice. And so they made that choice. So that was encouraging. So you watch something, it happened, spilled over a little bit, but they're able to kind of take care of it. So they have guys in there who have a high GSF, who care about it, who want to go do it. And so as long as you take that this season then, like Schlegel, and you nurture that like a young flower all season long.
Like Mr. Miyagi.
It'll
Pollinate
be
the
able to blossom.
Mr.
Pollinate the
Miyagi's
flower.
over there trimming up the bonsai tree.
Exactly.
Yeah. Tough bonsais.
Playing all the hits, having
Yeah.
Schleg's back in here. I love
This is
it.
great.
The only thing it's missing is a Buckeye Leaf segment where Schleg's names the entire team.
Yeah.
And mac and cheese bites.
Listen, I tell you what, I was up in, we went to visit the farm in Circleville, and we stopped off at Roosters, like first place we did, driving from the airport, and I ate mac and cheese bites. It was
I saw the
amazing.
tweet. Your photo framing was not great.
Yeah, but why? I'm not like
Because he was trying to eat this. He couldn't even wait.
Just couldn't
I
stop.
mean,
He just could have.
Kim reads first, but
It's almost
Schlegel
like
is trying to
first
get
person
in there.
perspective.
Yeah.
I think you had every app, didn't you? You had them all on the table.
We had some fried pickles, we had some corn dog, we had some mac and cheese bites, but I know which ones I like. I like the mac and cheese bite, obviously,
Well,
and the fried pickles,
it sounds
and
like
the corn dogs. And then I eat an Italian sub with extra juice.
Oh, that's good.
sounds like somebody
I
needs,
love Italian subs.
somebody needs to get back to Columbus and get back on Letterman Live more than once a year, right?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like to me.
you know, you never know. You never know. You never know.
We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah. Keep going. What else we talking about?
What else? You got something else on your mind?
What's on your mind, bro? You know,
No, I got a lot of things.
Float-
We've
well,
got another hour where
floaters-
AJ and I are going to sit and talk.
I learned that. So a floater is different than a float. That's big time ball.
In the service parlance is
Yeah.
That's
Boom.
why we have
You know,
Berm's insight.
I was, you know what, you guys
We're all
might answer
different.
this
We're all
question.
trained for different
While I was
things.
working out, the Foo Fighters song came on. I was like, well, who are they fighting? What's the Foo? Do you know?
I mean, maybe they're fighting, the heroin addiction that Nirvana
I
had.
don't.
You don't know what the Foo is?
I don't know what
Because
the
it's
Foo
Foo Fighters.
No,
I'm like,
that's not food.
I know, Foo. F-O.
Yeah.
Whoever they are, they've been.
Food fighters.
They must
I
have won the
understand.
fight, Schlegel, because
Yeah.
they're clearly not in existence anymore.
The Foo Fighters are.
The Foo. The
Oh,
fighters
the
have
fighters have
have
won.
eviscerated the Foo.
I've won.
The battle is
I
over.
just heard that. I was just thinking about it. That popped in my mind.
Apollo Creed once said, "Without the war, the Warriors as good as dead." So
Yeah.
what are the Foo Fighters doing now?
Yeah.
don't even care.
They're
We're not
dead.
even fighting
They're not
for
even
it
making any music.
R.I.P. Apollo Creed.
Yeah. Paulo, man.
That's real.
Love you.
Um,
What else is
Carl
going on?
Weathers, a.k.a. Chubbs.
What else is going on in Ohio State?
Spring ball's about 2 weeks away, so we're
Really?
Oh yeah. You
What
ready?
month are we in?
It's
It's
February
the end of-
20th.
That's crazy talk. So they've been getting bumpy for like 6 weeks.
You know what? Last week was Harley Davidson St. Valentine's Day.
Harley Davidson didn't come to March. They bumped it all up.
No, it's
Just so you guys know, let's give you a little-
I weren't
Day
sup-
celebration.
Yeah,
We
let's
weren't
give
supposed
you.
to call it the massacre anymore.
No,
They didn't
yeah,
like
now
let's
it's
give you a snapshot. So there's two
Sexual
workouts
violence.
where Valentine's Day we have a workout at Ohio State. Coach Mick brought all this in, and it was the St. Valentine's Day celebration. Back in the day, it was the St. Valentine's Day massacre, right? Because that was the thing where all these gangsters got shot,
Al Capone
Yeah,
ordered
they all-
hits on his 6
right.
biggest mob bosses.
and they
on
all got
Valentine's
killed,
Day.
right? And so
When
we
Woody
had,
Hayes was born, and he began to massacre the Wolverines.
right, exactly, facts. In the
And
last
that
2000,
dude from Clemson.
yeah.
Well,
Who's yeah. Anyways, we would put up, we would like put pictures of like blood and stuff, and was it St. Valentine's Day massacre? Well, we did because it was a massacre. Was it hard? No, and then like I remember one year at St. Valentine's Day celebration, but one year I had a chainsaw and I took the chain off, of course, because safety first,
right.
And we had all this smoke in the hallway, and I popped out.
Oh gosh, you
I
running
remember
that
that.
chain. I'm trying to lift, and all I'm
Yeah,
smelling
it's all the gas.
two-cycle
I'm like,
exhaust.
Let's go.
This good?
Hey, you know what though? Technique was great. Everybody was safe. It was a really good bumpy workout. And then we do one for toughness. So they're all tough. It's not toughness, but it's the Harley Davidson workout because Harley's
Yuli
tough.
rode the
And
motorcycle in. So
and-
if you thought the
and cranked it
exhaust
up.
was bad the first time around, the second time, no 2-cycle oil smell, but just the sheer burning of
The
unleaded
chainsaw
gas.
was just to get you ready for the
Yeah,
exhaust.
for the
break.
next workout.
Yeah, so you're right,
And we
raising the level.
And that's why we want to put you in different workouts, because if you can lift 500 pounds while inhaling fumes,
Well, it fixes
I mean, you
yeah.
probably do it,
Well, and
perfectly
you know
fine on the
something,
field.
Shakes, and you're a guy who does a lot of things with asphyxiation involved.
So,
You
man,
know,
I mean,
whether it's
who am I
lifting,
to judge?
autoerotic asphyxiation, all of those great things, Shakes. You've been training for years.
I have. I mean, I'm just trying to be a master of, jack of all trades, master of none.
So let me ask you this question: as a former strength coach at Ohio State, give me one player who made the biggest jump from the start of winter workouts to spring ball that you can think back on.
You think you can name just one?
One guy,
I mean, I can't even
pinning you
think,
down.
I can't even think of what's my. I can't even think of my name right now. But you know what? You just popped in my mind. So I'm gonna give you the first name.
Yes.
I lost it.
No.
What
Yeah.
position?
No.
I mean, do you need me to help you with
No,
this?
No. Taekwon.
Oh, okay.
Taekwon Lewis.
Taekwon Lewis. Because I did his before and after picture. I kid you not. This kid came in. He was like maybe like 225, 230 pounds. Remember that picture?
Joey softness.
Yeah, and just kind of like smooth muscled, right?
Smooth
Literally
muscle.
after like just because he never done it before. After that little off season, that dude was jacked 250. I mean, I'm like, dude, that's a dude now.
Yeah.
And
Taking pictures of naked dudes.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
what-
I'm just a guy being a dude taking pictures of other probably close to being naked dudes. Yeah, and then I put them side by
There
side.
was spandex involved.
Yeah,
Relax.
just joking.
Again, you can find that on
You can-
Schleg's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's another callback.
That's another. There you go. It happens.
We have a lot more
You
to
get
do.
subscribers for
We
that.
Yeah, of course.
Is that how you get paid?
We should
That's
do
how
this
we
at the
pay.
restaurant more often because it's probably a little more homogenized.
Yeah.
You know, this is a little off the rails.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
This is better. You know
That
why?
never
Why?
happened.
'Cause
That
we-
never happened.
Every single week we do it at Roosters on Nolan Tangi, and it's nice and level. There's never any peaks or valleys. Nobody ever gets out of control.
Never gets weird. Never.
Well,
We talked about last week. The people said that was maybe their favorite episode
It
of all
was the
time.
weirdest that I've
Last
ever
week-
experienced.
yes.
Bobby compared a situation with a contract to just
Well, let me ask you
talk
that.
to the
Yeah, that's
gimp.
me.
Here's the thing, Schlegel.
I'll just give you an answer.
To the gimp
Ryan
from Pulp
Day,
Fiction.
Jim Harbaugh just got his
Oh,
deal. You know, James Franklin got his. Mel Tucker and Gene Smith in his State of the State earlier that day, because we filmed it on Wednesday, brought up, hey, Ryan Day, we haven't begun to discuss it yet, and so I think that's the follow up. He's never approached us about it, and it's like we wanted to be the submissive, like he's got to sit in there and come in, zipper mouth, like you're gonna wheel him around. Like, do you have to ask the guy? Should they have to ask you, or maybe you should just go to him?
she got to.
Does he need to go be Jim Harbaugh and gallivant around trying to get other jobs? Like,
That's
can
what
we
you want
just-
to do. That's how you want to negotiate with a guy that's won all these games.
yeah, like I mean, let's get ahead of this thing and come to people with offerings, not
Right.
make them be the zipper mouth gimp in the basement Pulp Fiction.
I agree with you.
I think that's
Well, I mean, like that's what
makes
they do with
sense.
Fick, right? That's Fick just got another
Yeah.
extension,
$5
$5 million a year, right? Like, could Fick be making more? Could Fick have gone to another school and made,
Oh,
8 or 9 million? Yeah, 100%. It's not Fick though. Fick loves Cincinnati. Fick understands that he can recruit and win at Cincinnati. There's only probably in my mind 2 schools that Fick would leave to go to be the head guy. And so why not do it at a place that you love with the people that you love to do it with and recruit and all that stuff? So they approached him. They were like, hey, we need to negotiate that contract. Plus, if they would do that in advance, they probably would be able to get in
Yeah,
at a better
discount.
number,
Get a discount.
right? So guess what happens? We don't do that. You've had great success. Yeah, we didn't win a national championship, but hey, we're going to come to you this year and say, hey, listen, we want to do a contract extension. We want to bump your pay to this. Maybe give you some more money for your staff. Poof, David Copperfield. Here we go. Now you're ahead of the curve. Then you go win it. Oh, but now we go to a national championship game. It's like, hey, these guys are calling me. I might go back to the NFL, make some more money. I got different options. What are you going to give me? You know what I mean? Like, let's just be proactive. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you. Like, it's not rocket science.
Perfectly stated.
Yeah. I mean, I think this stuff out. Just like I heard about the Cavelli Center. Like, you can only seat like 3,600 people. Like, why isn't that thing bigger? Oh, we have the St. John's Arena. Just flip that thing. Make that the arena. Do we really need to buy that one? I don't know. Go Bucks.
There it
We
is.
did. Yeah.
There it is.
It's all good,
Yeah.
Everybody's a Buckeye. Fan experience. OHIO. What else are we talking about?
I think that about covers
it's
it.
all good
Schlegel.
from Diego to the Bay.
You crammed it all in.
I love Tupac. Yeah.
R.I.P.
Dr. Dre.
He's still alive. So
Yeah. Chronic 2000. What do we have now? Morning Juice reunion?
Yeah.
What do we got to talk about that?
you guys can plan
Oh,
that after we wrap up
we
the
might-
show.
Okay, you want to wrap this up? I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's great to have you back.
It's great to
and
be
see
back.
you.
Bro, it's great to see you.
I just love
Austin, it's great.
Hopefully, we'll.
Yes.
You're just
Good to see you, bro.
It's perfect. isn't
Yeah, so hot right now.
it?
On a
Anthony
cruise ship.
Schlegel is back. It's great to see him. Hopefully, we'll see him. It won't
Right
take
on.
another year until we get him back. We'll see what happens. It's Bobby Carpenter. Appreciate Nicole Cox for
Nicole, we love you.
setting all
Mark,
this
I
up
love
for
you.
us. That's Berm. Jay-Z's out swimming in a pool somewhere. This has been Lettermen Live. It's brought to you by Roosters. It's a fun, casual joint. We were on the Buckeye Cruise. Phenomenal event. Tons of money being raised in the fight against cancer, and they're not going to stop even once we get back on land tomorrow. If the audio has not been up to par, we're on a cruise ship. All right, we're doing the best we can. We will see you.
I-O.
We will see you back in Columbus next Monday for Lettermen Live at Roosters. It's a fun, casual joint. See you.